myself N. Ramachandran. Today I wish to bring out my August edition of YouTube channel Arthashastra. This edition I wanted to dedicate to the pre-primary school and Anganwadi fraternity across our country. The theme for this discussion, as requested by few B.Ed students, to know about demographic transition or demographic dividend and its relation to human capital resources. In other words, demographic dividend with special reference to the new education policy 2020. As we know, demography or demographic science is the study of population sciences. We can recall the book written by our former President Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, titled as Vision 2020. This book, Vision 2020, is the manifestation of India's human resources when we reach the stage 2020 or 2020. That is the main core content of Abdul Kalam sir's Vision 2020. So what he meant, by the year 2005, India reaching a stage where more than 60% of Indian population belongs to a category of productive force, 15 to 59 years. So if you utilize that potential of human resources, demographic potential to economic growth, no doubt at all, India will be attaining the phases of economic progress and development already started from the year 2005, and it is expected to continue for 5 decades, 2055-56. And the demographic dividend will be at its peak, will be in the year 2040. So in this context, we can relate to the new educational policy released by the Government of India for the next 20 years, because though it is 2020, commencing from the academic session 2021 and completing that phase of education policy, its perfection in the year 2040, that I say 2040 is the peak of demographic dividend India is going to attain, and becoming one of the most advanced countries in all sectors by the year 2040. Now, what is demographic dividend? Yes, defined by United Nations Population Fund. In its simplest terms, demographic dividend means economic potential of a nation from its shifting population's age structure. It denotes the proportion of workforce, working population, productive force, to its total population. So this demographic dividend is a potential advantage for those countries have more working force, productive force, income earning force than its non-working force. Non-working force population means infant under 14 years or the old age people above 60 years. It's a fact that we can say India is the youngest populous country nowadays. In 2020, the median age of India's population is 28 years. Whereas China and America, it is 37 years, Western Europe 45 years, and in Japan 49 years. It refers to India's population is youngest, means 65+% of India's population are under the age group 35. More than 58% of India's population are youngsters under 25 years. So now how demographic dividends support economic boom? This is a fact we have to examine. We have to critically appraise the present scenario, and we have to tap this potential for stepping up the wheel of economic development. Here I wish to bring out two examples, comparative example, two survey reports, one based on a national survey and the other international survey. So demographic transition, if you want to put it into positive terms, its impact on human resource growth. Here we can analyze, introspect, human capital index. Human capital index published by World Bank in its World Development Report. So according to World Development Report published by World Bank, India's human capital index is 0.44%. It is scaled from 0 to 1. 0 is the least or 1. 0.44, in other words, a person, an Indian, after completing 18 years, his future productivity is estimated at 0.44%, means only 0.44 or 44% of the human potential is utilized, or the average contribution of an Indian is only 44% of his potential. Singapore, its human capital index is 0.88. Even India's average is less than the combined average of SAARC countries. So what it indicates? The poor capital, poor quality of human resources. What is the reason? The fundamental reason for poor or inferior quality of human capital is the backwardness of India's primary and higher secondary educational standards, or I say poor school education outcome. Because human capital index represents the human potential from a newborn, from the date of birth till the attainment of age 19. During these 18 years duration, a child, its personality development, human resource acquisition of knowledge, empowerment, matters like nutrition, health, hygiene, all environment, all these are the factors depending. Because why World Bank is publishing such a report means it's an indicator of future productivity of the workforce. So we can come to a conclusion that the poor capital index, human capital index, is because of poor educational outcome, particularly in primary and secondary education. And here is why the government bring pre-primary schools, I mean Anganwadi schooling system into the, or the informal educational system, pre-schooling system into the front line of mainstream of formal education system. I said from birth to 2018, the human potential that determines the future productivity of human resources or the workforce. So where lies the crucial importance? Here I would like to better clarify the poor quality of school education outcome by taking the data published by a non-NGO based at Mumbai, Pradham. Since 2005, Pradham used to publish annual status of educational report, ASER. In their latest ASER, revealed that 51% of grade 1 students are not able to read their first or second topics in the prescribed textbooks. The reason was there because in India till 2020-21 the formal age of entry to the school system is 6 years, because most of the children are entering first standard without having any preschool experience. So people are not able to read or write anything what it meant for them. But last 3-4 years our print media as well as the bureaucrats, educational fraternity have been discussing the earlier data supplied by Pradham in its earlier ASER reports. If you take ASER 2018 report, 60% of grade 5 students are not able to solve grade 2 mathematical problems. Or 41% of grade 7 students are not able to read grade 4 textbooks. This was the indicators which referring to a clear picture of India's poor school education outcome, which further caused human or inferior quality of human resources or low productivity of our workforce. This is one major reason that these pre-schooling, earlier it was informal learning or informal teaching, like what we say preschool, pre-nursery, lower kindergarten, upper kindergarten, or those in the outward reach, that is these teachers, what I can say, Anganwadi teachers. So about 1 to 2 crores of Indian infants are now bringing into the mainstream formal education scenario. Here, the medical science and all the research worldwide proved the fact the brain growth of a child occurs during the early years, we can say the critical years from birth till the age of 6. 90% of the cognitive growth, brain growth, though brain development happens day by day, but 90% of human brain growth, cognitive growth, take place during the first 6 years, that is critical years, and the research, many researchers worldwide proved that this is the fundamental stage where proper quality education to be given to these aged infants. So that is one of the major reasons in the new education policy purview, kindergarten students, I mean pre-primary children as well as the Anganwadi's children from the rural areas bringing to the mainstream. And right from age 3, I mean the foundational period, 3 years of foundational period, and grade 1 and 2, I mean these 5 years of school education, definitely laying core foundations core strength to the foundational stage or primary education. And moreover, it is when children are going to schools and they are coming under the Right to Education Act, they get a quality education. The NCERT is preparing a curriculum for the first time for pre-primary schools, again for the foundational stage. It is going to strengthen the curriculum, which further strengthens or stimulate the quality outcome of Indian schooling education. Another aspect or the core aspect of learning outcome with special reference to inferior human capital index can be related to performance analysis of Indian students in their first and the last examination they taken. I call it as PISA, Program for International Student Assessment. PISA is a well accepted global assessment of class 10 children across the globe. PISA test is launched by Association of Economic Cooperation and Development. This platform of advanced countries, most of now more than 100 countries, education department are the members of PISA. They conduct this PISA examination for matriculation students once in every 3 years since 2000. For the first time, Indian students took part in this examination in the 2009 examination. Students from Tamil Nadu and Himachal Pradesh, about 20,000+ students from Himachal Pradesh as well as Tamil Nadu took part in this examination. When they published the result in 2009, 73 nations taken part in the examination. India's position was 72nd rank out of 73. In simple terms, second rank from the bottom. We only were able to beat up Kazakhstan. So PISA examination is a yardstick to assess the competency, the problem solving skill, the creativity quotient of those nations' education policies. So when India performed dismally in 2009 examination, subsequently the government of India, MHRD, withdrawn from PISA participation in the later years. So it was 2009, it was our first and last. But the last government, last MHRD, last time, decided to present India again in the forthcoming 2021 examination. So students from Union Territory of Chandigarh, Navodaya Vidyalayas and Kendriya Vidyalayas, they are preparing thousands of class 10 students last 2 years to present them for attempting 2021 PISA examination. So PISA examination is a 3-hour examination to test the critical reasoning skills, problem solving skills, literacy as well as numeracy. When the 2009 result has come out, the educationist, particularly the officials from MHRD, remarked that our students were not able to comprehend the question. They were not able to grasp the content of the questions. Even the then minister made a statement that Indians, they are accustomed to rote learning pattern, so they are not able to, or the questions were beyond their comprehension. That was the major reason for India's poor performance. Here, I would like to underline the numeracy, I mean mathematical ability as well as the literacy. These are one of the areas which is going to test even in PISA. So our performance is very, very poor because of the poor learning outcome of secondary education. I can say the SSLC school leaving batch. So from these two facts, because ASA report is the only available relevant information which is even taken equally as state education departments, universities as well as the MHRD. Similarly, PISA performance in the last decade, these are the two major indicators scientifically proved that the learning outcome in school system is very poor. So, this is the historical necessity of educational reforms, particularly in the school segment. So here, the educational policy of India, it is a futuristic one, it's a holistic one, an inclusive one, because there is no distinction of Indian population like digital divides, digital have or digital have not. To make everyone, to provide equity to all stakeholders of Indian population, that's why they are bringing, the new education policy is bringing and documenting the quality of school education. No doubt at all, if all the stakeholders, the government, NGOs, parents, educational department and student community take part and implement it in the wholehearted way, no doubt at all, India will be able to realize the dream of our former President APJ Abdul Kalam, that India will be a vibrant economy and an advanced nation by the year 2040. No doubt at all, the demographic dividend, we are now benefiting all those dividends, all those advantages, but it will be at its peak 2040, and that time India will be the #1 country in the world. Hope for the best. Thank you.